Hi, this is Shannah, and this is another pick a card reading. This one is what you need to hear right now. So this reading should be an inspiration for you, should be also a confirmation to something that you're going through or something you're deciding about, and this will give you hopefully the clarity you need. Now, we have here three possibilities. We have cherry, we have coral, and we have apricot, right? So take your time to choose your pile, and you can stop the video if you like, of course, and I will see you in a couple of moments. So if you chose the cherry pile, this is your reading. And actually from this deck you got two cards. I just wanted one, but actually you almost got two of every deck. You know, you are the pile with the most cards, so there's a lot of messages for you. So we have cherry number 9, live or live an extraordinary life, and we have turquoise, awaken your empathy. So I think these are things that you feel that you're lacking right now. And be aware when I say you're lacking, I'm not saying you're lacking empathy or that you don't have empathy. What I mean is like probably I got the word struggling right now with a situation where you want to be more empathetic, you want to be more loving, but you're having problems in not showing, because I think you can show it, but feeling it. And I have the feeling for those who chose pile 1 that being authentic is very important to you. You like to be in sync with your feelings. You like to be, you know, true to yourself, to what you're feeling. And it's for you actually a very difficult thing, you know, to pretend something you're not, or to pretending that everything's okay when within you it's not. And I really have the feeling that this is the situation for you, or something really similar, where you are trying to dive in, because turquoise is really like this watercolor. You're trying to dive into this empathy, into this unconditional love, into this understanding, into the compassion, right? And here with live an extraordinary life, I think that those who chose pile number 1 is like something, you know, I'm getting the word entitled. You know, you feel like you're entitled to this extraordinary life, and you are. It's like you have a clear vision. And I think you always had it, even as you were a child. You always knew what you wanted to become. You always knew what kind of life you wanted to lead. And now, for some reason, you feel stuck. And it could be because of this collective experience we are undergoing right now all over the world. Some countries harder, some countries easier. And it can be that you don't feel that freedom of movement. You don't feel that you can be everything that you feel is in potential within you. And it doesn't have to be necessarily just the external conditions. It could be there is something internal as well, something that kind of blocks you or stops you on your tracks. And you are craving, I'm feeling like craving cherries, you know, you have so much, you know. I'm getting to feel like a cherry is like you're very juicy in the sense that you have so much creativity, you have so much to give, you have so fantastic ideas, right? And you're like, and you're feeling stuck. I'm getting really this feeling of feeling stuck, right? Feeling the feeling of feeling, right? So, but this is like the beginning of the reading. We're getting more cards. We're going to see if this is confirmed and if there are also like ideas how to overcome this, right? And let's see what other cards. Like I said, you got so many cards. There's the universe really wants to tell you a lot. Now let's see the other cards. So these ones are for the from the gods and titans. I mixed the decks, gods and titans and goddesses and sirens. So, but you got just the male version here, got two of them. So we have Odin, guidance, and we have Aries, war. So the god of war, which is Mars, right? So it's the same. Right. The thing the cards are saying is like you are feeling very belligerent right now. You're feeling very aggressive, you know, like in the sense you could start a war, or you can start a discussion or an argument over nothing, right? And it's like, it's not that you just want to provoke people. You are not satisfied. There's something, like I said earlier with these two cards, and I think these are confirming now, is that you feel stuck somehow and you feel stagnant. There's something not working out the way you want it, or you're not feeling like free to express yourself the way you want it, the way you need it. There's a form of expression. There's something, and I'm getting like a lot of creative expression and also like athletic expression as well. It could be dancing, it could also be running, it could be, you know, doing your exercises, yoga, but I'm getting like athletics as well. And I actually, there's no, you cannot vent the your energy. It's like you're feeling really stuck. It's your creative and also physical energy is stuck. And you cannot vent it properly. You cannot express it properly. And this is forcing you here with the Odin card, you know. Odin is the chief god of the Norse mythology, the Norse culture. And Odin, in order to get knowledge, he had to change perspective, right? Not only sacrificed one of his eyes, but I'm not telling you to do that. But he also hung himself from the sacred world tree, which name I cannot pronounce. And so he stayed like hanging. That's where also we get the image of the hanged man from the tarot, is from Odin, hanging from the sacred tree until, you know, upside down, until he got the knowledge of the universe. So he had to change his perspective. He had to change his viewpoint. And I think it's like what this is happening to you. You are stuck now in a situation, or you're confronted with something that kind of challenges your world perception, especially your emotional world, and kind of rattles you and is awakening you for another perception, to another way of seeing the world, of seeing yourself and seeing your worth as well. And this kind of triggers you. There's like a trigger feeling here, and you're feeling really upset, hurt, and even like angry. Yes, that's the word. You're feeling angry. You're hurt and angry. And you're dealing with your anger issues, but it's like usually you don't have any problem with it, and you actually accepted that more aggressive side of yourself. But now this force, so to say, because it's like a force of nature, is being awakened, and you're not finding an outlet. That's it. I was saying venting the whole time, but it's really, you're not finding the proper outlet to bring it out. And you want to come to this empathy, you want to come to this understanding, you want to be loving, you want peace, you want harmony, right? But you have all this aggression within you that needs to come out. And this is like the journey here, is finding ways of integrating that side of yourself, integrating your hurt, integrating your anger. Yeah. So that you can let it go, so that you can breathe. And I think like you're also fighting some parts of yourself, of fighting your shadow side. It's like, oh, I see. It's like some situations are being provoked in your life or being called into your life, so that this, what you call your dark side or your shadow side, can come into the light, so you can deal with it in a positive way. You can learn to love it. Now I get it. That's really beautiful, because this empathy here, oh, this is so beautiful, Pal One. The empathy here is towards yourself. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's to find love for what you usually reject about yourself. And this is your change in perspective. Love what you actually usually hide, what you put away, what you're ashamed to show other people, because you think they won't accept you, or that, you know, that you are too much for other people, or, you know, like people cannot love you the way you are. This is so beautiful. I'm finding it really touching, because the moment you integrate this, the moment you fully accept yourself, this is when you can have your extraordinary life. I think this is the big blockage, is you're always finding that either you're not enough or you are too much. And all this bottled up rage within you, because you feel you're not loved the way you are, is actually you're not loving yourself the way you are. And this empathy, you should bring it forth towards yourself and change your perspective, change the way you see yourself. Because your rage, your being angry, your hurt, you know, they should be also allowed to exist. They're part of your strength. They're part of your power, of your makeup, you know, and there's no side of you that is better or worse. And I know it's easier said than done, because everyone has their issues, me inclusive, right? Parts of us that we don't like or we think we shouldn't show to the world. And I can relate to the difficulty of accepting them and learning to love them. But it sounds like for you, Pal Number One, this is really essential for you to move forward and starting making your dreams come true. Wow. Is you loving yourself completely, you know, and seeing like your darker sides, you know, let's sort of say, as beautiful sides. So it's not loving yourself despite anything. No, you just love yourself completely, period. And this is quite important. This is really a change of perspective for you. But I think like for you, Pal Number One, you also have people at the moment that can help you through this change, that can guide you through this change. It can be your mentors, right? They can, or can be even like a good friend that listens to you and, you know, and whose opinion you trust. But this is really major. There's something like it's a big, big transformation within you. Let's see the rest of the cards. We have 41, bring it into form. This is also a beautiful card. You know, could be like, if we go literally by the picture, could be like this physical outlet, you know, doing sports, going for a run, dancing, you know, so that you can channel your more angry side, so to say, your aggression. But this card is a lot more than that. And this is number 41. This is a 5. So 5 is about change. And I think that the whole message until now was really about change, you changing within yourself. And this is here, first, is confirming that, yes, you are a very creative person. And you are this kind of person, you're always like, you have this antenna with the universe, right? You are like a channel for all the muses. You're all the channel for all the genies that inspire people, right? You get this inspiration 24/7 nonstop. You know, in half an hour, you have more creative input and ideas and inspirations than many people the whole month or even an entire year. So you're always getting input, and you have some projects, you have some ideas, you started, you know, like to write down or even planning just in your head what you want to do. And I think you're also a kind of person that you have many projects, many ideas, and you want to go in different directions and all at the same time. And this gets you stuck as well. because there's a lack of prioritizing. There's a lack of having a concrete plan of what to do first, what to do next. It's not giving up on the projects and just putting your energy in just one, but it's more like finding that how to prioritize what is more important now, and then doing one thing after the other, right? Because I have the feeling you'd like to do everything at the same time, even backwards and yesterday. It's like, but then you get lost with so many ideas. It's like it's too many things getting your attention. And this, now they say here, it's very important that you start bringing your ideas, bringing your dreams into reality. It's quite important, not only because it is important to you, you know, because you feel fulfilled and you are then on your way to this extraordinary life, right? Because this life is yours. When I said earlier, like you feel like you're entitled to it's because sometimes you think you want too much, or that you are just fooling yourself, right? Why should you have this extraordinary life? But it's yours. It's yours, and it's waiting for you. It's really waiting for you to start walking towards it. And here with this card bringing into form, it's like the universe wants you to do it, and wants you to do it first, because these ideas, oh, this is so beautiful. These ideas are waiting for you to birth them. It's like these ideas chose you as their mother. They're waiting for you. And usually it is said, and also happens many times, that if you don't, you know, do anything with an idea, this idea will go to someone else. And then, you know, like you have this great idea, oh, I should call this book this and the other, you know, and then you take too long to do something about it. And then some years later, someone else had the same idea and they did it, right? It can happen. But there are some particular ideas that need you specifically, to birth them, to bring them to life, to bring them to the 3D world, to materialize them. And this is major, you know, like you are the one supposed to do it. So this is the second point why it's so important. The third one is because your work will inspire other people. Your work will set many other things in motion, things that you probably even won't know about, you know, but the universe will know about it. It's like the universe is waiting for you to start, because there are other wheels that need to be spun, that need to start spinning, because you're part of a greater mechanism and you play a big part. You play an important part, like everyone does. Everyone is important. But in a certain sequence of events, when you set yourself in motion to living your extraordinary life, then you set other people in motion to live their extraordinary lives as well. It's like, so what you do with your dreams is not just self-fulfillment and then you're a rock star. And I wish you all the luck with it, of course. But it's not just that. It's what you do will inspire other people, will help other people. So it's like the world is waiting for you. And I think you feel that. You feel how important it is that you do it. And that's why there's this rage, because you feel stuck at the moment. But you're going to unstuck yourself through empathy, through love, through understanding, through integrating this rage, using this rage as well to go after what you love. Wow. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have number 2, beginnings, is new moon. And the day that I'm filming this is also a new moon day. So, oh, perfect. But it's funny they call it new moon, but they have a full moon here. Okay, so new moon, beginnings. And so there's a new beginning coming towards you. And you see here, you have all this winter landscape, and then you have spring. So in the northern hemisphere, you know, we're in the winter time still, right? At this moment. And I have the feeling like the moment spring starts, so it's going to be the 21st of March, then it's a new life for you. You know, things are going to start to be easier. Now it's dark, it's difficult, it's cold, it's unpleasant, you know, like, but soon enough, you know, like life is going to be easier for you. And we have here number 2. So what I get here as well is you working with other people, getting support from other people, getting ideas from other people. I think it's like if you had problems before of asking for help from other people, I think that you're now more courageous, you're more assertive, you're more self-confident, because this is also like one of the things that Aries does, you know, brings you this self-confidence and gives you that energy to become a go-getter, and you're not afraid of anything anymore. So you're losing a lot of your fears that you probably had before, and it's really like a new life. And you're really going after what you want in a very assertive manner. And this is a new beginning. This is a new start. It's really a rebirth for you. And let's see. Let's get these. You got 3 from these cards. I just wanted 1, but I had no say in the matter. Then we have She Who Listens, Hannah. Understanding, witness, compassion. Remember, this is what we said you wanted. Then we have Iris, she who changes, transformation, change, enchantment. And then we have Yelena, she who knows, wisdom, clarity, resolution. So you see here, this is a big, big transformation. You know, we have the snake symbol, healing and wisdom, the moon. This could also be Diana, the energy of the goddess Diana. And there's a lot, you are letting this compassion in, you know. You're starting to understand yourself better, but also others. Because I think this compassion, like I said at the beginning, is not just towards yourself, it's also towards others, you know, understanding that others are also going through a rough phase, and sometimes the way they behave is not the best one, you know, but also having this understanding for yourself, like not judging yourself for all the decisions you made in the past or are making still, being loving within yourself. And this transformation is really, you're coming through this, to this energy. Is really through love, through self-compassion, self-love, understanding, you are allowing yourself to change. So you are stopping being your worst enemy to become your best friend. And suddenly here you are, an empowered woman. She looks like a queen, and you're reaching this wisdom, clarity, and then you know exactly what to do. And nothing can stop you anymore, right? Because you are releasing all the inner blockages and starting to go your way. Like I said, this is a rebirth, and you're being reborn into the person that you were always meant to be, you know, when the blockages are gone. The blockages, they came then along the way. They're also a learning experience. So try not to demonize anything that happened to you, no matter how horrible it may have seemed or even feels like, you know. Find compassion and understanding in all that surrounds you. And because all these experiences just helped you and still helping you to become the best version of yourself. Wow. The last card that I have here for you is then the Vision Quest. Number 60. Well, the Vision Quest is really, you know, like coming up with a vision, coming up with something new. Because this energy here is also like when the energies are stagnant, when the energies are not moving forward. And that's what I felt here, like feeling stuck and provoking all this rage within you. And when this is the case, now it's the time to really go within and create a vision for yourself. Where do you want to go? How you want to go about it? And it invites you to create change in your life, to create change in your being, you know, like finding the adventure that life is, feeling that sense of adventure and saying yes to life. And I think here in this group, there's this feeling that you should say yes to life, should say yes to any challenge, you should say yes to any dream you may have. And then also this card is asking if there is something, you know, that you're not listening to, because this card also says like it's like spirit wanting to come towards you, wanting to talk to you, giving spirit is wanting to give you more information to help you find clarity, but you're distracting yourself the whole time. It's distracting from this rage, because this brings up feelings that are very unpleasant, maybe very unpleasant and hard to deal with, and may even like all this hurt is hard to deal with. But what the card is inviting you to do is to find these moments of stillness, you know, and if you could be in nature, even better. But of course, because of our situation right now, it's not always possible. But if you can just find some moments of stillness, of just listening to your heart, your heart beating, listening to your breath, right? And listening to the silence, so that this inspiration from the spiritual realm can reach you. Yeah. So because you're going to have many insights, you're going to have a lot of clarity, and suddenly you will be able to see your path quite clearly, and you'll know exactly what to do. And then with this resolution here, you'll just go for it in a very balanced, a very assertive way. Wow, this is beautiful. So pile number 1, this was, I cannot speak anymore. This was your reading. I hope it resonates and inspires you. If you'd like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Instagram account. So you have a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile 2, this is your reading. So, and we have coral, allow flow and synchronicity into your life. Well, we have here the word allow. With the word allow, it's because, you know, you're not doing it right now, probably. Even if you think you are, this is the message I'm getting. Some of you have been working so hard to allow, working so hard for this synchronicity to happen. And I think like you've been working so hard achieving your goals, or going about your chores, your daily routines, trying to be the best person, to be, you know, the most hardworking person, you know, going after, like being a go-getter, always active, always working, always being like a busy bee. But what I have the feeling here is like the more you do, the more you're blocking yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that, right? But it's like you're trying so hard, because the first like impression I had, like it was this working hard. And here it's like the feeling of just allow it to happen. So to allow it to happen, you know, to be in contrast to this working hard, it's like stop. Rest, take a breather, you know, take a break, just, you know, like breathe out and chill out and enjoy yourself. Yeah, because like with the coral, they always go with the current, they go with the flow, they go with what happens around them at the moment. They're very fragile, right? But they're so strong at the same time. And this is your message as well. You know, you can be both. You can be fragile and strong. You can be vulnerable and courageous at the same time. And I feel within you is you're so brave, and you're so proud of what you can do. It's like I have the feeling that many of you who chose pile number 2, you've been fighting against odds. You've been fighting difficult situations, you know, you've been fighting sharks. That's what I'm getting, fighting sharks or climbing mountains. It's like the tasks that you had to deal with were they seemed sometimes very unsurmountable. And there's also a lot of emotional tiredness, exhaustion is what I'm getting, you know. That like there was a bit too much on your shoulders. And now the message you're getting is like, just allow it to happen, you know. Let the river take you where you need to go. You don't have to swim upstream. Go downstream this time. The river will take you where you need to go. I just have this feeling of needing of relaxing, you know, relaxing your muscles, relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, and just breathe out. Yeah, like taking a deep breath and letting the, you know, exhaling and letting the air go out. All that, sorry for that, all that built up air or used up air has to come out so that new air and new energy then can come in. But let's see what the other cards have to tell us. So we have Bridget, healing. And these cards now are from the Goddesses and Sirens deck. I mixed it with the Gods and Titans deck, but you got 2 feminine cards. Pile number 1 got 2 masculine cards, but you got 2 feminine cards. So you have Bridget, healing, and we have Hecate, illumination. So some of you, like with the who chose pile number 2, you probably are going through a healing. Could be from a physical illness, could be just exhaustion, it could be just, you know, feeling burnt out, or it can be an emotional healing as well. But here with Hecate, and she is the key, actually. Hecate is the mistress or the goddess of the underworld, right? And she's not the mistress, sorry. She's the one that guides the souls. I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Sorry for that. And she brings light in the darkness, right, of the underworld. She's the light bringer. She's the light bearer. She's like, that's why she's the guide. And she's here to guide you as well. She's bringing you clarity, but she's also letting us know that you are going through a period of darkness, or you have gone until now through a period of darkness, a period where it's like you just felt you had, on a more psychological level, like you were facing your own demons, right? You were facing your own shadows. And at some point, you even got lost in those shadows. You just got tired. But she's here with the light and telling you that you have the key, you know, or she can give you the key. And in these shadows, in this darkness, there's also the key to your strength. There's also the key to your vision, the key to your light, because there's no darkness without light, and there's no light without darkness. And at this moment, then here with Bridget, you need to heal. And again, for healing, you need time, and you need to rest. You know, because the body needs rest in order to heal. And this healing, this rest, again, will bring you a lot of clarity about your life, about what you really want, about how to proceed. Yeah, let me just adjust the camera here. I hope I don't do it any worse. Let's see, just a sec. Yeah, it's better. And how to proceed in life. There are answers that you've been looking for, but sometimes you were too busy to get the inspiration. And now when you're forced to rest, when you're forced to heal, forced to take time for yourself, then you will see clearer. You will see the situation clearer, and you'll be guided out of the darkness. You will be guided into a better phase of your life. But there are things that becoming clearer, that you are seeing certain situations better. I mean, like you can call them by name. Then all the things, for instance, that you felt that either blocked you or kind of held you back or traumatized you, but you couldn't really put the finger on it. You could not name it. Now it's the time where you will know. It will be so clear, and from this moment of clarity you can heal it, you know, because I think from my experience the most difficult step is calling things by name, is acknowledging what really happened, or how we're really feeling, or what how we're reacting to the world. The moment it is clear, then you can act on it. It is easier then. Let's see what the other cards are saying. We have then Legacy of Light, number 7. Now this card here, and also in this context, has several meanings. So one of them is like you, for some of you, let's put it this way, you can count on family support. You can count even on the support of your ancestors on the other side. You can count on your lineage, on your legacy, you know, to be there for you, and to understand also the role of your legacy, what's been handed down to you. And it will be the light side, like all your talents, the way you smile, even, you know, like your personality, and your tastes, and things you want to do in life. This will be like, will come from your lineage. Can be the mother lineage, can be father lineage, can be both. But on the other side is also what's been handed down, that is like a chain, like a trauma that has been handed down from mother to child for many generations. Not that they wanted to, but it's in your genes, you know, like genes do not just give you the physical information, they give you also the psychological information. That's why you can have like war traumas without ever have gone to war before, right? Because it's all this physical, psychological makeup is handed down from one generation to the next one. And it can, and what you're realizing as well is much of this suffering, or much of this restraints or feelings of lack or not being good enough, many of these feelings or beliefs are not yours. It's something that was handed down. It was something that was in the experience of your ancestors, and these feelings, these conclusions were handed down from one generation to the next one. And here could be up to you to change this, could be up to you, if you decide to do so, to stop the chain, to break the chain, right? And I think this is what you're going through, and it could be that some of these, you know this already, or you've come in contact with this information some time ago, and this is now what you're working through. This is probably, some of you with this information got even physically ill. You know, like it just went very deep within your soul, and your body reacted to it. And you're working through this now. You are healing from it. But again, I think like if your situation allows it, it's like you can even talk about it with your family members, especially mother and father, if your situation allows it, if your reality allows this, you know, in order to find support from them, and also like more information, so you can understand the situation better. And maybe you find like healing together, like changing experiences. It's really beautiful, actually. Yeah. Let's see what the other cards, because you got 2 cards from this deck. You also have 38. There you go. Restore and replenish. And so again, there's this need here of resting, a lot of rest, a lot of healing, But this card is more than that. Of course, here it makes sense. We have healing once, and I already said, like with the allow, just allowing things to happen and, you know, take a break. So this makes sense then with restore and replenish. But this is a lot more than just resting, because with restore, replenish, you have to recharge your batteries. But sometimes the way we recharge our batteries is not by doing nothing. It's like there's a change that needs to be made. And I think that, like many of us in these situations right now, this global experience we're undergoing is you're probably fed up of being at home. You're probably fed up of not going where you want to, of not being able to travel, of not probably even being able to go to work or to work at all, and not being able to meet the people you love. This is really getting into your psyche, into your head, into your mind. This is wearing you down. And it's probably also one of the things that's making you ill or making you tired of everything, right? So here the card asks you to do something about it. Of course, it is difficult, especially if you have really strict restrictions at the moment where you live. But it's like, do some changes in your routine. So it is possible to change your routine even if you're just staying at home. Try something new. It's what this card says. Something that is really fun. Something that you love doing. It's really challenging you. You have to replenish yourself. You have to restore yourself. Yes, you can rest. You can stay in bed. And remember, take this as it resonates. Take this as it applies to your reality. And you can rest. You can do nothing. It's wonderful. But if you can, do something different. Even if it's just staying in bed, you know, do something different. You know, sleep on the other side of the bed. You know, it's really, the card wants you to do something different, to bring like creativity into your life, to bring a new way of seeing things. And what the card is also telling you, if you really have been ill, physically ill, or even psychologically ill, right? If you've been ill or emotionally, things are going to get better soon. You're going to get well. So this card is telling you, you know, just relax. And I'm feeling this sense of relief. You know? So maybe some of you was really worried about it. The card is telling you you're going to get better. You are going to get better. Don't worry about it. The card is saying, and they know it's hard, but just relax. Take time for yourself. Do what you find and feel is better for you. And as also the other thing here with this card, right, is like you're probably selling yourself too short. Okay, because there's another thing here with this card as well. This card together also makes a lot of sense, because here there's also something that I'll try that again. There's something else handed down from generation to generation. I mentioned earlier talent, yes. And there's something about you, like, I'm getting here fashion business, beauty business for some of you. If it resonates with you, let me know in the comments. But there's something like a creative choice you have to make. And if you've been asking yourself if you are an artist, yes, you are. It's the first thing to tell you. Yes, you are an artist. You are a creative being. You know, even if you don't want to follow any artistic endeavor, you're very, very creative. And I'm seeing here, especially with her face here, a lot with beauty and cosmetics and something like that, fashion. And you're very creative. And you've been, you know, probably thinking about following a specific path, creative path or artistic path, and you've been wondering if it's really the right thing for you and if it's really your purpose. The answer is yes. And it's like, and if you don't know much about your family and your ancestors, if you'll ask, you'll see that at least one of your ancestors was doing that, pursuing that job, that work, that creative endeavor. they were doing it already. You know, it could be a grandmother or the mother of your grandmother, and so on and so on and so on, right? Great grandmother. So you already have it running in your family. So your talents are not, you know, just a coincidence. No, it's some of your talents, many of your talents are running through the family. So this thing you want to do, this that you feel inspired to, you feel called to do it. Yes, the great answer is yes, 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 do it. And yes, it's your purpose and it's part of your genealogy. Yeah. And with this card, what this card's telling you about this is don't make yourself small. Don't sell yourself short, right? Because I feel like those who chose pile number 2, you have all these ancestors having your back, supporting you. It's like you're right now in a transition state. You're healing, you're understanding a lot, you're bringing light into your own darkness or to the situation you're in. You're bringing light, you're understanding, you can change it. And this is a time to bring change, and you're undergoing a lot of change and you're being supported. It's like all your spirit guides, all the universe, all your ancestors are here to put you back on track. They won't force you. This is very important. You will never be forced to do anything, right? They always get these gentle reminders. Like, hey, actually you wanted to do something else with this lifetime, right? And they will gently remind you and gently bring you back. But it always has to be your choice. This is very important also to understand. Yeah. Let's see what the other cards say. Then we have faith. Number 31. Now, this is a very specific message because I'm going to be very literal here with the picture we're seeing here. And we're seeing this pregnant woman. She reminds us of the Empress, right? The Empress card, being pregnant, being creative. Again, a lot of creativity, a lot of ideas. And as many of you know, I live in Germany, and I'm not German, but I've been living here for a long time. So I'm practically German right now. But one of the expressions they have here, I don't know if you have it in English, so if you have, great. But they have here is being pregnant with ideas, you know, and I really like the sound of that. And it's like about bringing these ideas to life, bringing to birth. This is a similar message to pile 1 here, and bringing these ideas to life. But I'm being very literal here, because some of you may be wishing to become pregnant, and maybe you are afraid of becoming ill or not being able of bringing a baby to the world, right? And some of you may already be pregnant and there may be some difficulties, but again, the message from this card here is saying everything is going to be okay. Don't be afraid. You're going to make it. And faith is really have faith. Believe that you can do it. It will happen. You will be pregnant if that's your wish. I'm talking here only to the people who have been trying to get pregnant, yeah, or are pregnant and are a bit afraid, you know, with this situation we're going now, if there'll be difficulties, there won't, you know, and if you're ill, you're going to be better. But if you've been trying to become pregnant, you will be. And the other thing here with this card is really to ground yourself, right? Because again, this energy is very similar to the energy of the Empress. The Empress is very earthy, it's very grounded and very fertile. And here's also like ground yourself, you know, bring your energy to the earth and relax. My experience, that is easier said than done, right? I also struggle to ground myself many times, so I understand that. But here is really important. Even if you just feel your feet on the floor, feel your feet on the floor. Try to breathe through your feet, you know, and give all the negative energy through the feet to Mother Earth, and let now I forgot the word, by taking a deep breath again, let the good energy and the inspiration of Mother Earth into your body. You know, it's a give and take the whole time. And just feel that grounding, you know. That's usually my trick, is really starting with my feet. It's like, really like, where are my feet? And feeling them touching the floor, touching the ground, and really being there, being present, being alive, being in here and now. And have faith, things will start to go better. And it's like the universe is giving you here a big, big yes. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you wanting to become, whatever the question was, you know, the question is, yes, everything will be fine. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you should do it. This is really positive reading. Even if at this moment you're not feeling that positive, you may feel tired. I have the feeling that many of you are feeling emotionally tired at the moment. Oh, wow. And then here, she who grants wishes, Alice, wish, desires, hope. So here with this card, I even put it here in the middle because it's amazing. This is the wish granter. She's granting you a wish. So whatever you're asking for, again, like I said, is like this is a big yes. There's a wish that's going to be granted. You know, like, don't be afraid of dreaming big. Don't be afraid of asking for what you want, especially to the universe. Ask for what you want. Don't play small. Say, I want this. I feel I deserve this. This is what I want. So there's a wish being fulfilled. Maybe more than just a wish, but feel free to ask for what you want. This is beautiful. Let's keep it here. Wait, because we have one last card. Stand still, number 52. Sorry, I have to cough. Excuse me for that. Now, with this standstill card, it's really time to, like I said, it's repeating the whole reading. Like, take a breather, take a break. Let everything be. It's really learning just to be. You don't have to do. You don't have to become. You don't have to prove. Just be. Just breathe. Ground yourself, right? And you can take this time, and probably this is also a reflection that at the time there's not much you can do, but take this opportunity to gather more information, to prepare yourself, to strategize, because your wish is going to be fulfilled. And then it's good that you're ready with all the information you need so you can move and manifest everything that you want. So, and also here the message is of relaxing, again, like I was saying, and like distract yourself from your worries, distract yourself from the negative thinking or any burden you may have right now. Try to be more playful as well. So by standing still, use like taking a break, having this time just for yourself, be more playful and laugh more, right? Getting this of being more in joy and feeling that joy from the heart. But in order to feel it properly, you have to stand still. And it's really beautiful. So you're going to get a lot of support from the spiritual realm. Your wishes are coming true. You just need to give yourself some time to rest, some time to feel yourself. Yeah, that's your message, pile number 2. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. If you like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Instagram account. So you have a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. So first of all, we have here apricot. So we have rejoice and laugh, number 20. So this is quite promising, this card, rejoice and laugh. I think like if soon enough, you'll have reason to be really joyful and to laugh. So there's a reason to celebrate. And And I also have the feeling that many of you who chose pile number 3 have gone through like a difficult phase, and probably you didn't have much reason to laugh or feel joy. Maybe you've been working on it so that you always come back to this feeling. And I have the feeling that there was like a dark phase, was a difficult phase that you were facing. And I also have the feeling of strength, of, you know, facing your life with integrity, facing your life with strength, with courage. Yeah, I have like this feeling of smiling. You kept this smile on. No matter how difficult everything was, no matter how challenging some situations turned out to be, you kept a smile, not just for the outer world, but also within you. It's like I see you being very hopeful, trusting, and no matter what happened, you still kept this hope and your faith, your trust, that knowledge that you will overcome anything. Even if you were crying, even if there were days like you were despairing, but that knowledge, that certainty, everything will be okay in the end, was there. And I think this card is the confirmation. Yes, everything will be okay in the end. You are right. And this is something you will experience soon enough. Wow, so beautiful. Yeah, let's see the other cards. So we have here Baba Yaga, authenticity. So Baba Yaga is not a goddess, and in some other reading, a previous reading of mine, I presented her as a goddess, and some of you out there let me know that she wasn't. And I know that she's not very pleasant to watch or to have as a card, because especially in the Balkan cultures, or, you know, like East European cultures, she plays a major role. And it's not a pleasant one. It's like she comes to punish people, not people, but children. And if I'm not mistaken, she puts the children then in her bag, in this basket, and takes them away. And so I can understand if for some of you, the Baba Yaga coming here is really not very pleasant. Now, but everything in life is necessary. Everything in life has a role. And here, Baba Yaga is actually telling us that you've gone through situations where you felt like you were being punished. You felt like the universe was against you, and you felt like all the odds were against you, right? And the positive side of this, you know, if I'm allowed to say it, is that you were faced with your fears, and even for some of you with your worst fears, with your, you know, I have the feeling that many of you had to deal with situations that you don't wish on anyone, not even your worst enemies. And it was an emotionally very trying time. There's a lot of fear here. You had to deal with fear. Some of you maybe even had like panic attacks. I'm getting that. And a lot of sadness. I'm getting also a lot of sadness. There's a lot of uncertainty, not knowing the tomorrow, not knowing what's going to happen. I know I'm saying a lot of negative stuff, but this is the feeling that I'm having through this card. And I think these are things that you all that chose pile 3 faced, you know, one way or the other. And there's no experience worse than the other. All experience have the same value. But what I get here is like, by facing all of this, and many of you, you're very brave. And you were, like I said earlier with the first card, you were able to keep like a positive frame. It's like this positivity was your inner skeleton, right? Was your pillar of strength. And this made you realize, all these experiences, especially from this last year, made you realize how strong you really are, how resilient you really are. That's the word. Like, you're so resilient, you're so strong. And it's like Baba Yaga was there to demand that from you, for you to see who you really are, for you to see how strong you are. And I know it's very difficult to understand that when we're going through the experience, you know, because it's not easy. But in hindsight, when you look back, when you'll be able to look back, you're going to, wow, I've discovered sides of me that I didn't know existed. I discovered this strength. I've discovered this emotional intelligence. I've discovered this resilience that I didn't know I had. And this will be then the foundation for your future now, because all these positive qualities that this negative experiences brought to life, they give you so much self-confidence, they give you so much assertiveness, that when you go about your dreams or your projects or your goals, you know, no one can now shake your roots anymore, right? No one can bring you down anymore, because, you know, you've already passed that baptism of fire, so to say. You know, you already know how strong you are, you know what you want, and you know how to get it. So it's going to be very difficult to scare you after this, because you're so strong now. It's so incredible. So I hope I was now able to make you understand, you know, like, the role of Baba Yaga in this. You know, like, I know she looks scary, but her role is also very important in order to show us our true selves, our true strength. Now, then we have 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. And I think this is something that you've been doing, like, for a long time now, at least a year. You know, again, if you see this picture here, it's very dramatic. But here with the owl stands for knowledge. And she has like this kind of light here. I don't know if you can see it. It seems like a little light. It's really like clarity, is knowledge, is wisdom being brought to you. And, you know, she seems to cry. So she had to go through this, this ordeal. Yeah. Let's put it like this. This, for me, symbolizes this ordeal you went through, but you got so much knowledge, so much wisdom out of it. You are a survivor. So you, pile number 3, you are a survivor. You've gone through so much. Some of you, even, you know, longer than just this year, there are some things that happened to you in your childhood as well. And you've survived this all. You've gained so much knowledge. And I'm getting as well, like, through all this experience, one of the things you've gained as well is an immense empathy. You know, you're so empathetic of other people. You can understand what other people are going through. You can give them so much understanding, so much compassion. You can give so much love to these people. And one of the things that also, remember, like Baba Yaga here, is authenticity. If you've met so many people, but not even people, it's also situations. You could see the system. Oh, okay, this is getting like global, more, it's heavier now. You could see the system, even like a society system, for what it really is. You could see how people really are. And this card is also telling you, it's like, you can see through the BS, right? You can see through the BS. You can see what people really mean. So like, it's almost impossible for people to lie to you. You can see through them, you know. It may break your heart to understand that they're lying, but you can see through it, through lies, through illusion. So people, there's no pretending with you, and there's no pretense in you as well. You're very raw, but in a loving way. You can be blunt, but you're never mean. You're never petty. You're never small. You know, it's like, you have such a big heart and you're so understanding and you've gone through so much. And now, it's like your reward is this empathy, this beautiful understanding of the human condition, and also this clarity. You can see through, you can pierce through the veils of illusion, through the veils of lies, through the veils of manipulation. You understand, you see it. Wow. And what I'm getting as well is all this made you, like I said earlier, made you very resilient. And it's also like you understood what is worth your effort and what is not. What is like, because defend to the end, the worthwhile. So you've understood, like, for instance, your truth, to stand up for yourself, to stand up for your dreams, to stand up for what you want, what you know to be truth. For instance, I know I was speaking in German, sorry. For instance, some of you may be activists, right? Or you're deciding to help people. You're deciding to help nature. You're deciding to help the animal kingdom. You're deciding to stand up for women's rights or for children's rights or for minorities and refugees' rights. You've been seeing so many things that broke your heart, that you're deciding to stand up for these people. You're deciding, or for these situations, right? You're deciding to stand up for those who cannot defend themselves. You're deciding to stand up for what is true, for what is beautiful, for what is vital for the survival of us all, not only humanity, but of us all. And you are really like someone, for you, again, authenticity, truth, it's not just a word, it's the way you live, and you'll defend it always. And also the card is telling you to stand up for yourself if people try to bring you down. If they, if you have a project, if you have, like, for some of you, this will be like a, not in such a big global scale like activism, but it will be in a more like day-to-day kind of situation. If you have an idea, an inspiration that you think this is great, and people, they don't see it the way they do, they don't see the value in it. The card is saying, stand for the idea, stand for yourself, stand for what you believe to be true, stand for what you believe to be worthwhile, to be, has potential for success. And another thing that is also here with this card, and it comes together with this one here, is this rejoice and laugh. It's the importance of laughter in your life and having fun. Because, it could be that you've gone through so much that you could stay stuck in this negative thinking, or this sad thinking. And this card, although the card looks so dark, this card is also reminding you, like, hey, you can take flight out of this situation, and the best way to take flight of a serious situation or of a sad situation is to start laughing. And making others laugh. Some of you, I'm getting this, some of you have this power. I call it power, but it's a talent. But here, let's call it superpower, right? Because it is a superpower. You can bring people to laugh, especially in dire situations. You can raise the energy of other people. Maybe you're even a comedian, or you have that inner talent with you. It can be a professional comedian, but you have that inner talent. And it doesn't have to be a stand-up comedian. It can be just someone who writes funny stuff, or you just have that very sunny disposition. Again, with this card, this is like the sun, right? And you may have a very sunny disposition because despite of all that happened to you, and this is the energy I was getting, you kept that smile within yourself. You kept that positive energy within yourself. And it's here also